Hey guys, Jim here from Carolina Outdoor Magazine TV. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be heading out into the woods and we're going to be showing you guys out there how to make a deer lick around in your hunting area. Now for those of you who don't know it, what a deer lick is, it's a combination of minerals and salts that a deer will come up to, and this is something that you will manually make out in the woods, okay? And it's much like farmers when they put salt blocks out in the field and stuff for their cows. This is a lot like what this is going to be all about, because deers and animals like that are attracted to these things the same way that a cow would be, or a goat or something like that, or a horse. So what we're going to do is we're going to head out in the woods here. Now this is a piece of hunting property that I acquired back here a few years ago, and we're going to show you, for those of you who don't know, how to make an effective salt lick out here in the woods out of a stump. Now a stump is usually, or an old rotten log or something, is usually the best thing to do, because what you want to have happen is you want these mineral salts to penetrate down into the earth and down into the soil. And the deer will forage and they will dig around and literally dig that stump out of the ground trying to get these salts, okay? Because it's a essential and it's a natural thing for the animals to be doing. They have to have these minerals and these salts. So we had got this product. We're at a show up in Burnsville, North Carolina. It was the second annual Triad County Expo. And I have known Dustin Wilson through Facebook for a while here, and he was so nice to let us have a bag of the mineral salts. This is what they call their Sweet-N-Salty Attractant. And I told him, I said, well, what I'll do is when I get ready to put this out, we will do a video on it for you guys, and we'll monitor it and we'll just see what happens, so we can show folks, you know, exactly what happens when you do something like this. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be going out there and doing that, and we're going to head out in the woods and we're going to show you guys how to make a deer lick for your hunting area. So let's get started. Alright guys, we're out here in the woods. Now if you take a look down in here, this is what we're going to be where we're going to be looking for our stump down here. And what you can see is this is a bottom right here, and there's an old creek bed that runs right up and down this bottom, all the way from an old logging road up in there where they did a cutoff several years ago. A logging company over there about a half a mile did a cutoff out there, and the deer, now that's grown up, and the deer kind of bed down in that a lot to keep shelter and cover. And what they do is they'll get up and they'll come down and they'll roam in this bottom down here below me. And there's a deer trail down in here, and they follow this old creek bed because there's areas in there where it holds water, and that gives them a source for something to drink. So we're going to head down in this little valley right here, and we're going to make sure that we're very careful not to disturb a lot of things down there. I just like, when I'm out in the woods in my hunting area, to try to leave things as natural as I found them, and to try not to bring much scent into my hunting area. I think that's very important, to try to keep as much human scent out of your hunting area as you possibly can. I think it just makes, if a deer comes into your hunting area and he smells something that's not right, or if he smells maybe a human scent or something like that, the deer is going to be cautious all the time. And I know you guys have been in your tree stand, and you, especially does, you've seen where they will be real cautious and stamping the ground, and they'll just be kind of nervous that something is out of place. Well, when I come into my hunting area, I like to try to keep anything that will keep a deer suspicious of me being there, you know, something that they just don't even have to worry about. So you can't always do it all the time. I wear rubber boots when I go into the woods. These rubber boots don't come in contact with nothing else but the woods. I don't wear them in gas stations. I don't wear them in restaurants and places like that. They go on the back of the truck. I put them on when I get to my hunting area before I go into the woods. That way they always stay with an earthy smell. So that's a tip that you might want to remember if you've got deer that are not coming exactly where you want them to be, and they're not they're just kind of cautious when they're in the area, and they're really skitterish, and they're not comfortable being where they are. So just remember that there may be something triggering that. So anyways, let's go ahead down here and we'll try to find our stump and the location we're going to be putting our mineral salts out. Now it is early in the fall here, and it's just getting the time where deer season in North Carolina is going to get ready to kick off here in a few weeks. I'm a little late putting these mineral salts out, but better to get started sooner or later than not at all. But I won't hunt this area for a while. One thing that's really good about this area, I'm going to take and move the camera here and show you. There's a lot of nuts, a lot of acorns. There's a few walnuts, but there's a lot of gosh, I can't remember what you want to call them now. They're not acorns, but let me just show you what we got going on here. If you can see right here, we've got a lot of these maybe they might be hazelnuts, but there's a lot of them on the ground, and the deer just love them. And if you got acorns and things like that, it just helps out, you know, in your hunting area. So let's go ahead and find our stump and get started. And I want to make sure too that I put this salt lick right close to my trail where the deer are moving through, but I don't want to put it right in the trail, okay? My trail actually comes down, my deer trail. My stump I'm going to use is right up there, but the deer trail actually, they cross the road up here, and they actually come down. They come straight down here through here like this, and go down off into the woods, and it drops down even deeper, where there's a very large creek down here in the bottom about a mile away. And they just walk back and forth through here, and like nobody's business, and that's what we want. Like I say, my tree stand is sitting over here about 30-40 yards away, so it's off the beaten path a lot, and I keep it up most of the time. Some of you guys can't do that, but I'm able to do that here, and so they get acclimated to it, and to them it's nothing now. It's just something in the tree. So all right, I found the stump in the area that I really want to use, guys, and it's probably not the best area that some of you have. The bigger the stump, the more rotten I think the better it is. But I'm going to show you some things out here where the deer have been poking and digging along at different old stumps. And I haven't done anything as far as putting salts out here or anything like that for the deer, but right over here there's one right close to where I'm going to be making this salt lick at. And if you look right here, you can see where the deer have been getting down in here, and they've been digging and looking for stuff, and there's a lot of spots. There's one right over there, if you can see it, probably not with the camera, but there's several areas and several spots in here. And there's one right over there across the creek bed, if you can see it. There's several areas and several spots out here where the deer have been out foraging and trying to get these nuts and different things that have fallen on the ground. This area never been logged, so it doesn't have a lot of good stumps in it. But you're going to see that it doesn't really matter, because this particular area that I'm going to use right here, it's got a hole in it, and there's some scattered logs and things like that. I'm going to leave this just about the way that I find it. But I'm going to take my mineral salts and I'm going to spread them all around the external area here, okay? I'm going to put a little bit down in the stump hole itself. Now it's going to rain here over the next couple days. And that's a good thing, because what you want to have happen is you want these mineral salts to soak into the ground. You don't want the deer to come out here and lick them all up and to, you know, use up your source of minerals right off. What I want is, you know, I'm putting these out on purpose a few days before the rain so they soak into the ground. And this whole area will saturate with this. And like I said, this is the sweet and salty, and this stuff really smells good. Where I've been keeping it, every time I go into the room and I go in there, it's like somebody has sprayed the room with apples or something like that. So, and don't get discouraged. It may take a little bit for your deer to get acclimated to the smell of this. Once they do, and once they try it and they do taste it, they'll come back constantly all the time. You know, it's like if you're hunting in an area like where we are, there's no apple orchards. And a lot of these deer, they're not acclimated to apples. So it's going to take a while when you put apples out for the deer to find out that, gee, these are really good. And you know, it's the same thing with corn and things like that. So it takes a little bit for them to get acclimated. So don't get discouraged if you come back in a week and you don't find this where deer have got into it. I've not seen that. I've not seen the case. Usually when you put mineral salts out, they'll find it within a week or so, and you'll see areas where they'll start. When we come back here in a few weeks, guys, they should have this whole area in here all cleaned and swept back from leaves where they've been digging and trying to get these salts. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's get them spread out. Now this is pretty easy to do. I just like to cut a corner of my bag open like so, and just dump this stuff out. Like I say, put a little bit down on the stump right there, and then the rest of this I'm going to spread all over the ground, because I know this rain's coming in, and this is going to, what this is going to do is it's going to soak into the ground, and the deer are going to just go crazy over it. It really smells good. That scent there, the wind blowing, getting out here in the... I've only got just a 10-pound bag here, so, but that's it. Let me read to you just his instructions here a little bit, so it tells you what to do. If in case you didn't understand, you know, how I explain it, but can be applied to rotting stumps. That's the preferred method, okay? Or you can just put it and scatter it around the ground. I like to put it on the stump or on the rotten log, and then also around the area, because I like the deer to have to try to scratch and paw around looking, you know, and they'll actually eat the dirt, you know, to get the salt out of the dirt. But also it says also we recommend 2 applications per year, and that's because if you have a summer or fall where you get a lot of rain, it will sink so far into the ground they'll need a bulldozer to get it out. But I mean, I've seen some areas where the deer will just completely tear up a whole area trying to get at them. So, you know, a couple of bags of this a couple times a year will work real great in your hunting area. All right, that's it, guys. That's basically all you have to do to actually create a salt lick on your hunting property. Now, my tree stand's over here. You can't really see it because a lot of foliage right now, and but it's over here, like I said, about 40 yards away on top of the hill, making a deer having to look up to actually see me. But that's all you need to do. Get this stuff out early. A lot of guys will put it out and have it out all summer and all year long, and that's a real plus because it keeps deer coming back constantly. So remember this product. It's the Sweet-N-Salty Attractant from AAA Outdoors. It's a really great product. Dustin Wilson is one of the guys there that come up with this product, and we'll put a link to their website and how to get hold of them here at the bottom of the screen, and give them a try. And also don't forget to check them out. They have a YouTube page, and they also have a Facebook page, and we'll put them links here. And while you're at it, be sure to go to our website at www.CarolinaOutdoorMagazine.com, and when you go there, you'll find a link to where you can win prizes, hunting and fishing prizes. You can win fishing trips and things like that. So go ahead and check out our website. It's a great thing. Find out about our pro staff guys and a lot of things we got going on. Check out our Facebook page at Carolina Outdoor Magazine TV. And we want to thank Dustin and all the guys at AAA Outdoors for letting us try some of this product. I know it's going to enhance our hunting area, and I know it's going to be great for us this upcoming hunting season. Guys, thanks for watching this little short video. I hope you learned something from it, and we'll be sure to be doing some more for these guys later on down the road. Thanks for watching, guys.